Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. What's going on, everybody? I'm back this week. Alex, you with us as well?
Hello, yeah, I'm here.
Hey, good to see you, man.
Good to see
And
you.
man,
I'm here.
lots of familiar names and faces on already. Man, you guys are early. You guys beat us to the show. I don't think that's supposed to happen. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Last week, special thanks, Alex and Ryan. Took over and ran the show. I heard flawlessly without me. A little jealous. I missed you guys, but glad to be back and super appreciate them doing that for me. Thank you guys.
Yeah, no problem.
So exciting days as always for ReviewGrower. Man, it's crazy to think about, like just just like we've been live for 3 months. That's it, right? Like since we hit publish and brought all of you guys into the fold, and we've obviously pushed so many updates and added so many great things. Alex, you think I can share something maybe we didn't talk about sharing with them? You guys want to see
Sure,
behind?
why not?
So let me load this and then I'll take control. And this is completely impromptu. I didn't talk to Alex about doing this, but this is something really exciting with ReviewGrower that will affect each and every one of you guys. And it's not like, shipping 10 new review sites or user permissions or any of those big things like that. But I think fundamentally it's really important, and it's going to make a big difference for every one of your users, and it's going to make you guys look even better. So I'm going to share my screen here with you guys. Change presenter. I'm going to take it and then share my screen 3. And so can you guys see my screen? Just give me a 1 or something in the chat, just so I know that you guys can see it. So again, give me a 1 if you guys can see the screen. Perfect. So any guesses what this is? Any guesses what you guys are looking at right now on your screen? Thoughts on what you guys are seeing? So we definitely rushed the user interface on ReviewGrower just to get it to market, just to get it in your guys' hands, just to get it being used. And I've wanted to, since literally launch day, even before, I've wanted to really work on the user interface, but we're focused on really function first. And I think that was a really smart move. But now I want to come in and I want to finesse it, right? I want to make it look as good as we can. And I want to make it really reflect all of the crazy features and things that we've made the platform do, that Alex has made a reality, right? All the things that we've done. We are pound for pound, guys, competing with all the top platforms out there. You guys now, via white label, are competing with all the top platforms out there. I want you guys to look like it too. And so this is a complete, not just new dashboard, but we're going through and we're working on the user interface for every page. And so you guys can see here, this is kind of the dashboard versus what it did look like. And the reviews page, for example, and this isn't final yet. This is really probably second round of updates. But it's a big distinction and looks, I think, a whole heck of a lot better than it did before. And when we roll this out, obviously, we'll let you guys know, and we'll figure out how to, manage the launch together well, right? So any of the custom CSS that you guys use and stuff like that, we'll think about how that plays into this and make sure and give you guys notice and such before we just push it live. But this is obviously a massive user interface upgrade for each and every one of you guys. What do you guys think? Looks good, right? So you guys know me. I tested 8 different UI people, UX UI people I had each of them mock up 2 screens, and I took the best guy, and he's now obviously doing all of this work. And it's definitely a massive, massive improvement from what we have right now. So super excited for this. Perfect, good deal. All right, Alex, now that I let the cat out of the bag, I got all excited. I'll send it back over to you. Let's see.
All that design looks great, man. I love it.
Yeah, man, I'm super excited. I'm not going to make any promises on timeline because, like, I'm being super critical on the design and making sure that we all get the best result out of it, right? And so I've already had him, like, the designer redo a couple of sections. Hey, I think, for usability, we should change this or add this. Or I'm not liking this. It's a little, clunky, or so we're going to keep pushing hard on it, but I can't make any timeline estimates yet on when it'll be done, but super exciting for all of us for sure.
Yeah, for sure. That's understandable.
Alex, before we dive into talking about feature requests and getting feedback from everybody, would love high level some feedback on what's been shipped over the last, let's say, 2 weeks or since we met last, just to give everybody a quick update in case they haven't seen.
Okay, sure. I can go over some things that were shipped lately. One of the biggest things is the user section in the agency account. So previously there was only one user for each agency, but now you have the ability to add secondary users. You can add their name, their email, password, specify a role, either administrator, and administrators will be able to manage and change anything. Managers will only be able to view stuff, so only read only. You also can give them access to specific sections or block access. And then also you can specify if they should have access to all businesses or select specific businesses. And that's
that was a big one.
Yeah.
I know we've been getting asked for this for a very, very long time.
Yeah, we had it on our list for a long time, indeed. Another one is inside the agency settings. When you go to integrations, besides selecting your phone number to send from as a default number, you can also click to buy a number, and then you can specify the country and select an area code like 510, and then you can choose any of the numbers and get them inside your Twilio account, and that's it. They become active and ready to be used.
Awesome. So before to buy the phone numbers outside of the ReviewGrower account, right? And so it was just usability wise, kind of sucked. So it was definitely an MVP way for us to get it in quickly. But now we've went back and done it right for you guys.
Exactly. Another big thing is, or maybe not that big, but big-ish, is inside the widgets. People kept asking for this as well, is the rotator. So when you choose the layout, you can specify a rotator which will rotate reviews.
Yep. So we're seeing individual reviews with that hover type versus just the aggregate rating, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you can choose to specify a delay between switching the reviews. And we also have 2 different layouts that can be used. Another thing inside the get reviews in the review funnel actually is when you choose the segmentation part, we only had direct links, so show the direct links on the review funnel page or segmentation. But now, as previously suggested in a feature request, we added a third option, direct link from email SMS, and whenever they receive the email or SMS, they just click that link and they go directly to the website to leave a review. Like if you're using direct links and then you only have one link, then it makes sense if you want to skip this page and just go directly to the link from the email or SMS. So that was also implemented. I do have a few more items I open up that are live at this point. To login per client, track SMS users. So now we have this enabled when in the agency account, but this came with the plans that we shipped previously. So in the plans, when you modify the plan, you can choose to separate the Twilio account for businesses, and then they can add their own account ID and token, so they can be billed separately. We also have Twilio number billing to client, which is part of that as well. So this was also completed with that. And then individual client Twilio phone numbers. So we have two options for that. If the agency uses their own Twilio, they can specify if businesses should be able to choose a phone number, or as I shown in the plan, they can actually add their own Twilio account. So we're pretty. We have a lot of customization here.
This one's huge, right? Like this flexibility is crazy, right?
Yeah.
With Twilio now, all the different ways that you can use it. I mean, I think we've covered every use case to give you guys complete flexibility, right? From letting a client bring their own account to billing them and using your own account. We've really given you guys complete flexibility here. So we just had a question about this. I think it just got answered. And then Paul asked a question. I just wanted to make sure we hit on Paul Wakefield. Said, what about additional users at a location level or business level? And so, Paul, I think we're working on that is the answer, or will be. We really set the foundation, hitting the agency users first. Is that right, Alex?
Yes, that's exactly right. It's on our list.
Perfect. Good stuff.
All right. And then the usage, we also implemented the usage for locations and SMS. The only thing I'm seeing that is not included in here, when Dan added the feature request, he also mentioned emails, but we only have usage for locations and SMS. So I'm not sure if you think we should be adding usage for emails as well.
Yeah, so when we set up all the pricing plans and usage, we kind of followed like what we do on ReviewGrower, right? We tried to mimic like the plans that we have, and we have businesses signing up directly, right? And so we wanted to give you guys an example of a plan or two that you guys could sell if you're selling kind of SaaS mode like we are. And here's the thing, at the end of the day, like emails cost like nothing, right? Like literally nothing. If you do the calculation of cost on email and SMS, right? The cost is in SMS, right? It's not in the email. And the place to upgrade a client in my eyes is SMS, right? Because email costs nothing, but you can also mark up the SMS and make really good money, right? So we recommend using Amazon AWS for email, and their pricing, and it's in the training on the site and in the help docs. We suggest AWS. Their pricing is ridiculous. I'm just looking at the site now, but their free tier, how many messages or how many emails do you get for free? It's crazy.
I think 1,000 or 10,000 or Not
No,
sure.
I think it's either 10,000 or 100,000
Yeah,
in their. Oh,
right.
here you go. $0 for the first 62,000 emails you send each month.
Oh, you found it. Cool.
Yeah. So I don't think like SMS, yeah, Dan is typing here, agree on email. SMS is the money eater. I think also it is the money eater for sure. It's what we got to watch out and what you guys got to watch out for in your plan so that it doesn't eat up your margin. But SMS is an easy way to get people to upgrade to your next cycle plan is to limit the SMS, right? So we all know that the delivery rate of SMS is much higher than email. And in order for clients to be getting the best results, they got to be using SMS. So having a staggered plan and having two pricing plans, like one's the starter with a low amount of SMS, and then the second plan has a higher cap on SMS, I found is a great way for people to look at it really quickly and to be able to say like that the second plan that costs more is the plan that people want because the first plan is almost a decoy and justifies the price, right? So it's like, oh, it's 99 bucks for up to 2,000 emails a month and 100 SMSs, and the second plan is unlimited email and 1,000 SMSs, right? It's like you create the first plan just to be a decoy, just to justify the price of the second plan, right? And then if I were you, I wouldn't make a lot of changes on that second pricing plan. Just make it super easy to understand. So Alex, I don't think we need to hit the email unless anybody has a use case. Does anybody have a use case that like you think is important here? Or do you guys agree with Dan and myself? If you guys need it, we'll build it, but I want to make sure we make the most of Alex's efforts. Okay, Tom says no need to price that
Yeah.
levels. Yeah, I think let's skip this and let's just make a note that we did skip it and that if it becomes an issue, we'll reassess. That makes sense. Perfect.
Dan also said, I will add annual on ideas besides monthly for plan setup. And
Yeah,
yeah, I think that's a great idea.
yeah, for sure.
Cool. Thank you, Dan. We talked about this one.
Yep.
Adding a new tool number.
Yep.
Yeah, I made sure I opened up everything we did so I don't miss anything. Team member login. Yeah, this is completed, and we talked about it. And that's pretty much it for the stuff we added lately. Oh,
Alex, can we look at the when you're all done going through that list, can we look at the that rotator, the new rotator widget?
yeah, I can go there now.
Okay.
I just wanted to say we had this the few items that let me see. Let me quickly open it up. John added these a while ago, and then he also said he also marked them as complete by himself. It's because as we were building stuff, we actually integrated his stuff without knowing he had them in here. We didn't get a chance to look at the stuff he added, but we were able to get it done for him. And there were 2 or 3 items that were also completed with that. That's what I wanted to share.
That's funny. We're definitely seeing that happen more and more. Multiple people have the same idea. It doesn't necessarily fall into one suggestion and get upvoted. We see it, 3 or 4 times, throughout the feature suggestions.
Right.
So I just wanted to look at the rotating widget.
Okay.
So I want to make sure that obviously we get some more designs in here sooner rather than later for the rotator now that we build it. But I want to make sure that all of them, the size, Alex, the width doesn't contract and it's fixed instead of adjusting to the review size, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's
So,
right now it's adjusting based on the name and the text.
yeah. So let's keep it fixed, or maybe build that into a layout setting, whichever's easier for you.
Right. Okay, let me take some notes in my text editor here.
Amir, what's up, Amir? Amir's asking if we can see stats on review widgets. We don't have any stats yet, Amir. Hasn't been something that, like I see the use case for it, hasn't been something honestly that we've seen like really requested. I think honestly, you're the first person that's requested it. If you guys want it, we'll build it, add it as a feature request. If it gets upvotes, we'll get it done for you. It makes logical sense though, I agree. Alex, we got a question. Maybe you can just show David, how do you get the plans in the back office?
Yeah, sure. So when you're in the agency accounts, go to businesses and then view plans.
Cool. Thomas says the rotator size seems a little bit large on websites. Yeah, I think we definitely need to constrain the size and then take a look at that constraint size, if that makes sense. And is that how we want it to look? But if it's always adjusting, I think it'll always potentially be an issue. Yeah. Yeah, I think we should look at mobile as well. But I think you can also turn it off on mobile if you don't like how it looks as well, Thomas. All right, Alex, you want to jump back into feature requests?
Sure.
And I'll just keep answering the questions in the chat as they come in.
Yep. So the first one I open up today is add feature checklist to sign up page. It will be helpful from a sales perspective to add a checklist of features from the manage plans section to the sign up page. Even if the features are listed on a white label sales page, it adds congruity to the sales process. So I've been talking to Tom on chat, and I agree with what he said. For example, when you go to a plan and get the sign up URL, then when you go to the sign up page, you only see a starter and the price, and that's it. You don't see any other details. So as long as we have the features listed in here, we should be able to display them somewhere. I'm thinking at the right of the sign up form or something like that.
Yeah, so really, I mean, ideally, you would have a pricing page on your site, right, with like the pricing plan table, right? And then what you're going to want to do then is link to this page, right, to sign up. So, Alex, can you go to the ReviewGrower pricing page just to show somebody what they could model? Or
Sure.
I think it's / pricing, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. So feel free to rip the table, right? Like rip the pricing table, rebuild it. But ultimately, that's what you'd want. And then when people click on the link, obviously take them to that sign up URL for each of the plans that you have. Tom says I do have it on my page. Sorry, buddy, am I missing something? Alex, could you repeat the original question? Here we go, Tom. It would be helpful from a sales perspective to add the checklist of features to the sign up page. Even if features are listed on the white label sales page, it adds congruency to the sales process. Gotcha. So I feel like this is going down a rabbit hole, Tom. I'm afraid that then it's going to be like, oh, I want to control how the table looks. And to me, if you have this on a pricing page, right, and you have the plan names and they're all laid out, and then you link, right, to a page that has a plan pre-selected in it and it's the same name, I think you should be fine. Tom says, no biggie, not important, not a big deal. Okay. Thanks, Tom, for that. That one scares me. I feel like we're opening a little bit of a can of worms there. Like we could spend a lot of time playing with that feature and implementing it for not a whole lot of net gain for all of us, would be my concern.
Yeah, now that
ReviewGrower should not be a landing page builder. Yeah, I don't want to get into that. We already kind of have to be a little bit with like the review funnel. I think we've gotten like all the core features that we need there, but I agree, like if it ends up being too much like a landing page, then it's going to get really convoluted and harder than it needs to be to run for all of us. And says we have plenty.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and now that you brought all of these things up, that makes sense.
And Tom, thank you for the feature suggestion, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Another feature request, we have to select different currencies for the calculators.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I just want to go there and so we all look at it and see.
We pushed an update here, right? Like we realized we made a boo-boo. You want to talk about that?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
On the local recon page, right? We shipped a little update, a little fix too.
Oh yeah.
With the SEO reports. You want to talk about that? Just heads up for anybody that maybe found that before us and didn't report it.
Right. So previously we only had the two sections here, the latest leads and latest reports. And then on the reports, we were only showing, actually we were showing all of them, but as reports were coming in, all the reports were not showing. So we started to divide them, like these ones that were very old from July 10 and 11, they weren't showing up. And then we separated them into two different sections so that you can see the latest SEO reports and latest reputation reports. So now as they come in, you will be able to see both types.
Perfect. Yeah, a little bug we caught. Alex, as usual, stomped it out. Thanks, buddy. I'm sorry for distracting you. I'll let you get back to what you were talking about.
No problem. No worries. All good. Okay. So currencies. Let me go back to that. So when we create a widget and we show a dollar sign, I'm thinking another simple setting here on the left that says currency, and then you can select it and it just replaces it, and that's it.
Sorry, one
Any
more time
other
out.
thoughts?
Sorry, I was responding to somebody. Could you go through that one more time?
Oh, no worry. So for the currency, I'm thinking we will have another setting on the left here.
Yep.
After the background that says currency, and then you can select the currency symbol from a drop down. It will just replace the dollar sign here, and that's it.
Yeah, I think that's great. Yeah, on the customer retention calculator is the big use case for people. But while we're doing it, let's do the reputation revenue calculator. That's interesting. Dan also said in currency position.
Oh, like before or after the number.
Yeah. See, this is why we have you guys on here. I would have been like, yeah, let's do that. It's done. And then, nope, we got to do another update.
Yeah, because in some countries you edit at after the number, not at the beginning, like the US dollar. That makes sense. Okay, let me add that as a comment here.
So Nick was asking me a really good question. That's why I got distracted in the chat earlier. He asked when we're gonna add the ability to manually add reviews. And so I just asked him like what his use case was and how he wanted it to work, etc. And he responded, import reviews that clients receive via email or handwritten note. So Nick, are you wanting to then like basically copy that text and use that then inside of the review widget specifically? Is that your use case? I think so. I documented last time in a screencast video that is on the thread. Okay, perfect. So it's in the roadmap already, Nick. I can take a look and pull it up. And then we can run through it together. Yes, exactly. Perfect, man. Do you know the name of it by chance offhand? I'm just pulling it up right now. Manual, maybe, if I do a keyword search, manual review polling. Here we go. This is from Tom. Oh, no, that's not it. Manual. So we got manual business form, needs to be for UK addresses as well. We got manual review polling, but that's not it. I think I've seen the request before, Nick, but ability to add manual reviews. Thank you. I think that's the one I saw. Yeah, yep, got it. Just looking at your screenshot here. So Alex,
Yeah.
he shared a screenshot of this, and basically it just, he shared a competitor, Grade.us, doing this. And so at the business level or location level, I guess, clients can add reviews to the My Reviews page. There's like a add review manually button with a pop-up that has the a drop down with the source of the review, the rating, right? The person's name, the date, and whatever their review is. So I think that's a
Yeah.
easy one that I can
Actually,
see.
I remember we discussed this last week, and I think that's why you're not recalling.
No wonder you guys discussed it without me.
Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, like you. I like that wording. Paul said suggested to mark them as direct. I like that.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Yeah, sounds like something that we
so
can.
14 days ago, these were the comments I added.
Okay.
Yep.
So if that's important to you guys, please go upvote it. I think that's a no-brainer one that we should do for sure. But again, based upon your guys' upvotes, we take that into consideration for what we ship. So yeah, definitely good suggestion, Nick. Thank you.
Yep.
I gave it an upvote.
Another feature request is to automatically create a user when the user signs up. Okay, so this is actually already happening, but the only difference is that the user is not like the super administrator is not being displayed on this page. So we have a lot of comments in here, but this is easily doable with just displaying the user that's already created, because there's already an email and password that logs into the main account, and we just need to display that user without the ability to delete it or make any permission changes.
Perfect. Yeah, that's awesome. Be easy to implement then. That's really just not showing up. Nick says, you're welcome. Thank you guys for making it happen. You got it, brother. Great feedback. We really appreciate it. Great
Cool,
idea.
All right. Next is add review platform to review platform logo to rotator 2. Please add the review platform logo to rotator 2 right side, or create a new rotator to show the logo. It helps to have the user avatar on the profile doing rotator 2, but it also needs the platform logo. So when we go to the rotator number 2, yeah, we're just displaying the profile image and not the logo. But I'm thinking, because the difference between 1 and 2 is that we're displaying either the logo or the profile image. So I'm not sure where it will be a good spot to put it on this one.
Whose feature suggestion was that? Are they on the call? Tom.
It's not, yeah.
So Tom, what you're after is getting the review site and the person's image both on the widget, right? Yeah.
He said it will look nice on the right side.
Yeah, we definitely need to add some more styles, and I think that's a no-brainer for sure. Yeah, he said I think it adds more credibility saying where the logo's from. I agree. I think we definitely need to, Alex, I think takeaway is we need to probably add, 4 or 5 more rotator styles, right? Like we have 6 hovers and we got 2 rotators. We obviously just wanted to get it in and across the line for you guys, but now it's time to expand it. So let's take a look at the competition and see which ones we like best, and let's make sure that, I think to Tom's point, that we do get in one. To his credit, I think that that's a great idea.
Okay.
Thanks, Tom. Good feedback, brother.
Another one is the way to select a paid plan. So you would go when you add another business, or let me go back to the agency account. So when adding a new business from here, this is actually only adding a business as a free account. They don't pay for anything. So for this, we could add another selection here, choose plan, and then they would, if it's using Stripe, I would say they would have to after they enter the business in here, they would have to send them a link to complete the checkout. But if it's using, if it's not using Stripe, the specific plan, it will just activate their account and they will be able to log in and start using it. But right now, the only way to select the plan is by using the sign up URLs. When you manually add the business, you cannot choose the plan. So I think that's what this is mainly for.
Let's see, Fred has a suggestion in terms of the widgets. He said he'd love one. It's like the rotator, but that mimics endorsal.io. So I've looked at endorsal before. I'm curious, which widget do you like of theirs? Because I feel like they have more than one. At least their widget seems to vary quite a lot. See, yeah. If you exit out of that, I think, then you see a different widget too. It's weird. Then you that.
Yeah, interesting.
So we kind of have that with the badge. We have one like that hovers, and you click on it and it opens up the reviews.
Yeah, it's pretty similar.
Yeah. Let's see, Fred said, here's a screenshot of the widget he's referring to. You want to pull up that screenshot, Alex? Oh, yeah, we have something like that already, Fred.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one? Yeah. Will you show him that the widget that we have that's similar to that?
All right. Let me see.
And Fred, the reason I say this is I just want to make sure that you got what you want. If I'm missing a feature or missing something in there that you want or need or would like, I'm going to make sure we can do it.
So on the hover ones, you can click on them and it opens up this box like this, which is not exactly the same as that one, but it's similar.
Pretty close, right? So
yeah, and then
what I notice is different if you open that hover back up is there's a filter by review site that they have and Dorsal has. I think is the big thing that we don't have. Obviously it's styled a little different too, right, Fred? But mostly we have what's there.
oh,
so
the filter, okay. We can easily.
So to Fred and everybody else on the call, looking at Endorsal's widget, is there any features that you'd like us to implement from this example dorsal widget that Fred brought up? So like we could come up with a more, like we could mimic the design more, if you will. Like not put Endorsal's logo and such, but like the 4.9 out of 5, like the overall rating and like that style, 366 total reviews, and then a filter, like we could definitely do something like that. Yeah, Thomas said on the hovers, put something like click to see more reviews or something so that they know that they can click. That's great feedback. One of the things that we're doing inside of the new UI design, and Alex, I haven't told you about this yet, but I've been having the designer work on it, is when you go into create a widget, that there's more of a like template library, I guess is what we'd probably call it, where there's lots of different designs and styles to choose from instead of just that little selector box, right? So you can preview it all and, you know, get a better, you know, understanding of the look and feel before you commit to one.
Nice.
So Fredman, let me know what you'd want to see, brother. I'll try to make it a reality for you. Yeah, click to see the whole review or all the reviews or something. Yeah, I think you guys are right for sure. Yeah, something would be helpful there. Okay, all right, we'll keep moving. I guess we could change that text, right? Where it says 407 reviews, so you can change that, right? The star rating, like you have right there, rating NR stars, reviews NR reviews, right on the left under subheading title. Like you could just change that to say, you know,
The subtitle, yeah, you can
yeah,
change and customize it.
you could say like at the beginning, if you put back what was there, Alex, you could say click to see all, and then have yeah, something like that. Can you put Alex? Can you put HTML in there? Could you put a line break in there?
Right now, no.
But that would be super cool, right? If we could let them put in a line break there. So if you could put in like BR, right? And then like the 5.0 stars, 407 reviews would go on the next line.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Or in reverse, right? You could say 5.0 stars, 407 reviews, and then say on the next line, click here to see all.
Yeah.
Could be an easy way for us to get you what you're looking for. Okay. Easy peasy. What else we got?
That was the last item on my list.
All right, perfect. All right, so anything else you guys have questions on while we're here? It's about 10 minutes until the top of the hour. We got about 10 minutes or so reserved. We're happy to spend it with you guys, answer any questions you guys have while you have, Alex and I both here. Maybe something easier to show you than hitting up live chat. By all means, let us know in the chat box if we can help you.
Tom asked if we saw his request to add plans to existing accounts. I think I saw that. Not able to find it.
Thanks for the feedback, Dan. Appreciate that. Dan
Paul,
says, go ahead, Alex. Sorry.
no worries. I was going to say, Paul, we can have that done next week. The ability to change number of reviews per page in the widgets. Yeah, so next week it should be there.
Kevin asks, is SaaS mode up and running? It's been up and running, buddy. Yeah, all the plans, the Stripe integration, feature lockdown, etc., based on plan, all done, man. Yeah, you're welcome. Paul says you're welcome. Thank you, Alex.
Cool. No worries.
So any chance to be able to have the option to create agency plans with access to multiple businesses? So help me understand the use case, Dan, so I could understand how that would work. So to me, are you saying I want to be able to resell ReviewGrower under my brand to other agencies? Or are you saying I want to be able to give some type of more advanced user level access to businesses or groups of businesses and locations? Help me understand the use case, bud. First. So I'd be open to the first, but to be honest, like price would have to obviously increase, right? Like, so like just transparently, like our costs would go through the roof with a second level of agency user in the plan, right? Because you'd expect more agency users to bring on more sub users, which would create more cost, obviously. So how many of you guys would be interested in being able to sell ReviewGrower to other agencies, right? And have them under your account? Is that a thing? Kevin says interested. Dan's obviously interested. He brought it up. Help me understand for you guys what you think, like, what would be a good compensation model or a good pricing model to do that? And like, you guys know me, as long as it makes sense, you know, I'd want it to be a win for everybody. Very interesting. Yeah, Matthew says depends on the cost. Yeah, obviously, yeah. So like, for an example, like you guys see what other reputation platforms cost, right? There's no hiding that, right? When you guys bought, like we sold against that, right? So you guys are legacied into an agency plan, right? That is unlimited. I mean, there's no feasible way that we could add in the ability for you guys to do agency accounts as well as business accounts, right? Because that's just going to multiply every time you add an agency and the number of businesses that are in. So like just from a cost basis standpoint, that would be impossible. But not saying that we couldn't figure out something else to make it a reality. So if anybody has any ideas, we'd definitely be open to hearing them. And you know, if you got a real use case of somebody that you'd like to try it out with, you know, let us know. Let's see if we can't put a deal together to make all of us some coin. Thomas said, what do you think about allowing us to create multiple invite campaigns? So if you look at the invite campaigns and the feature enhancements that we've been doing there, you know, we've definitely built it in mind to be able to package it all up and do multiple campaigns. We haven't obviously implemented it yet, but you know, right now there's many ways that you can add people into a review campaign, right? Like we got the inside the app, we got the public form, you got the QR code, et cetera, et cetera. So all of those things could be used with multiple campaigns as well. So that is definitely on our radar. I think we just want to make sure that we do a good job executing it so that when we give it to a local business, right, we give it to a business, you know, through you guys or directly, that the user experience makes sense and they don't get super confused because of it, right? Then we need multiple review funnels potentially. How do you connect, you know, a review campaign to a review funnel? I'm not saying no. I want to do it. We just need to make sure we execute that really, really well. So it's not. I guess what I'm saying is yes. I'm really excited for that feature. Kind of slow stepping it because I want to make sure we do it right the first time. All right, guys. I think we've answered all the questions. If you guys have any more, please do let us know. Do last call, last call. Keep up the good work. We will, Tom. We will for sure. Got some super exciting stuff about to come out the pipeline. We'll keep the gas pedal to the floor, fully accelerated.
Yeah.
Paul says, thank you, Alex, for your continued development on this.
It's my pleasure, Paul. You're welcome.
Well done, lads. Kevin says, love working with you. Have a great day. Yeah, likewise. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thanks for showing up. I hope that you guys can see we are taking your consideration into development, like what your guys' thoughts, your guys' feature requests. We are literally using to drive the ship here at ReviewGrower. And you guys saw it, you know, multiple times today. You know, you guys thinking through this and giving us feedback and us as a collection working on this together really does give us a much better product at the end of the day. So as much as I appreciate you guys saying thank you, you know, for the continued development, I want you guys to know that we appreciate you guys being here just as much. So it's definitely a symbiotic thing. And thanks for showing up. We'll see you guys on the next one.
See you guys. Thanks for being here.
See everybody. Future plans, Dan says, taking over the world, buddy, taking over the world. Joe Troyer signing out.
Awesome plan.